How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rowlet, and welcome back to a brand new video. Now, today, guys, I am super excited to talk about something that I didn't think I was going to really talk about any further, but there's been a lot of things coming towards me and a lot of things being sent to me in regards to Pokemon on the Switch and some things that people are speculating. So today is a bit of a theory video based on some things we know about the Pokemon anime, based on some things we know about, Masuda and whatnot, and I guess all we can really do right now, guys, is just get into the theorizing. So first things first here is, I actually got a message about the Pokemon anime, the XYZ anime, by Brandon McGee. So Brandon hit me up, and he sent me this message right here on the screen, as you guys can see. So he says, "So I know you like rumors and theories about Pokemon Switch, so here is my own theory on the subject. It definitely is going to be a Kanto reboot. I say this because if you watch the Pokemon XYZ series, or the anime, in episode 44, Battling with a Clean Slate, they are all sitting around a table talking about what they're going to do next. Ash says he's going to be going back to Kanto, starting over from the ground up. Sure sounds like a setup for a new series to me. I know the next series was Sun and Moon, but I only view that as a side series to the Orange Island series. Besides, Ash only went there for a vacation, not an actual adventure. Just my take, but it does make sense." So I agree with this. Honestly, Brandon, I agree with you 100%. This is so odd because I didn't even think about this. This is totally just flew past me 100%. I didn't even think about this, but this is actually true. So if you search up the episode, you can actually find it and watch it, and I do have a clip over here which I'll show of it, guys, for you all. I will also just run through it really quickly just so we don't get any copyright issues, and I will keep the music going just so you guys can hear it. But here is the clip itself, and actually listen here.
Plans from here on out.
Huh? I'm thinking of going back to Kanto, back to Palatown to start over.
So, there you go, that's it. So I just keep it short just so we don't have to deal with, Show Pro, whatever those freaking copyright issues are. But that's what I wanted to show you guys. So basically, Ash has already said himself that he's going to be going back to Kanto, and actually does end up doing that. He actually goes in XYZ, actually goes back to Kanto, and back to Palatown. He returns home. But here's the thing, right? The only reason that he went over to, Alola was for vacation. We are kind of aware of this. Alola was never supposed to be some grand adventure like we've seen, all the other regions be. It was supposed to be similar to the Orange Islands, which it really is. That's what Alola feels more to me like. Even the anime, that's what it feels more like. It's just kind of this side adventure, right? I almost honestly feel like Ash is actually going to win the Alola League, just because it's this side thing, right? It isn't one of the main leagues. It's just this side thing that doesn't mean as much. So I almost feel like he's gonna win it. And if he does win it, that almost pretty much confirms that. But I don't know. I think it's pretty interesting, though. But either way, that's besides the point. This is really, really cool, because I didn't even think about this, but if he's going back to Kanto, and of course he's in Alola for a vacation, but he's going back to Kanto, and we've yet to see him, properly handle himself in Kanto. I mean, we have had the reboot movies and whatnot, kind of kicking things off in a way, but I think this game that's going to be coming up is going to kind of coincide with maybe a brand new anime of Ash going back to a brand new Kanto, a Kanto that we haven't seen before, a Kanto that, is different from the past, that's changed, that's, new and stuff. I am just kind of excited about this. I mean, I'm not excited about a potential of the Kanto reboot. Honestly, I mean, I'm excited about the potential that is there, and the fact that we're going to be going back to the start. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like that, and I mean, I'm more for a brand new region, but a lot of things are pointing towards a Kanto reboot, which, I mean, it's possible, right? It's very possible. And this is literally, this is pretty cool. I didn't even think about this. And if you guys don't believe me on this, you just watched it. And also, if you go over to the Pokemon website, you can actually read right here the kind of little, synopsis, which says that the rest of our heroes are making plans too. Ash wants to go back home for a fresh start, and then Elaine returns to work for Professor Sycamore, and yada, yada, yada. You get the point. But yeah, it says it right there, even on the main website. Ash wants to go home for a fresh start, which is what he essentially does. But before taking that fresh start, he takes a little bit of a vacation in Alola. Why? Specifically, why Alola is this more carefree kind of journey for him, where he's just messing around. He isn't super serious and whatnot. He isn't actually trying hardcore to become a freaking champion. He's just kind of doing whatever he wants to, and that's what I'm assuming this brand new game is going to be or rather this new anime that's coming up after Sun and Moon is going to be Ash back in Kanto, restarting things and pushing forward, within his old region, trying to maybe win the league this time around. But guys, I am so stoked about this. But this is not the only thing. I was actually sent something else in terms of Kanto and red and green and, red and blue and whatnot, whatever you want to call it. This was sent to me by the Greek boy over at Twitter who said, Rigpop, Can you speak about that? And he sent me an image here, which is an image that you can see here, guys, is from Junichi Masuda, which I was just like, okay, this is strange, right? What's this about? Because he tweeted something, and this is a tweet of his own, right? So this isn't like him quoting a tweet or replying to a tweet. This is one of his own tweets where he links to a video, and that video is Route 1 Pokemon Red and Blue. Some Japanese individuals just made like the song out of these, I don't even know what they were called really, but, you know, they just kind of played the song, so to say. And I was like, okay, this is strange, right? This is very strange. But that's not all. He actually said something else on his thing over here. He actually was in an orchestra. Now, I'm not sure what it exactly means. If I'm getting the translations wrong based on the Microsoft translation here, then I'm sorry, but basically he says here, everyone who came to Tokyo Game Tech 2018, thank you. Pokemon Red Green was best. Awesome orchestra. I was impressed to be at the back seat of A, blah, 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 blah. So he kind of says here that he was at this orchestra when they were playing Pokemon Red and Green, like music and whatnot, which I was like, okay, so he's, you know, been listening to Red and Green music, you know, being to an orchestra, and he talks about a lot about music. I mean, he does music for Pokemon, so of course he's going to be, you know, interested in this sort of stuff. He loves that sort of stuff. It's kind of his, like, home area, right? And then I was reading a bit further up here, and he says, like, I'm happy to have you playing. Let's work hard in May. Let's work hard in May could either just mean, like, let's all collectively as a human, you know, race, as every Japanese person, let's all work hard and let's have a good May. Let May be a great month, right? This was 15 hours ago, and I'm happy to have you playing is what's really weird to me. Again, I could be getting it wrongly translated, so don't take this, like, as a direct confirmation of anything, because honestly, Junichi Masuda just tweets stuff, right? It's just a Twitter. We shouldn't be taking it super seriously, but there have been times in the past where he's hinted at things, or hinted at games, or hinted at features in Pokemon games ahead of time. And considering the amount of Kanto stuff we're seeing as of recent, I am very much sketchy. I am a bit like, okay, what's going on here, dude? I'm a bit sketched out. I'm a bit like all over the place, so to say. My brain is going kaboom boom. And then he says here, it's a wonderful performance on the Route 1. I'm very happy. Oh, Road 1, Route 1. Sorry. And he just said, okay, he just fixes it there. It's a wonderful performance. And, you know, he's just saying that, you know, Route 1, just making fun of it. But honestly, I don't know. Masuda, my dude. We need to know soon. What is this game? Like, if it is back to Kanto, I know a lot of people don't want to see Kanto. I understand it. But if they can do it right, if they can bring every Pokemon from every generation, Alola, you know, Unova, Sinnoh, Hoenn, you know, Kalos, Johto, etc., get them all together, put all the Pokemon from those games into this game, like, let them roam the wilds, you know what I mean? Let them have a good time in Kanto, my dudes, and then maybe give us some extra stuff there. I mean, I don't know, I mean, I loved Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and, like, you know, Silver and Gold and whatnot, because you can go from, you know, from one region to another one. Give us options, you know what I mean? But, I don't know, guys. If we're going back to Kanto, I'm honestly fine with that. I don't really know if there's going to be any issues with that, guys, but I don't know. A lot of things are pointing towards Kanto reboots right now, so I'm going to kind of list them really quickly so you guys can kind of understand what I mean. So we currently have a lot of things pointing to specifically Kanto reboots. One of these things is that the Chinese Riddler has been saying, or hinted a while back, and deleted his post, where he said, basically, reboot. He said, next Pokemon Switch game, or Pokemon Switch game is going to be a reboot. He didn't say what kind of reboot, but he just said reboot, right? Then we had the Japanese Riddler, who is the individual who actually leaked the images of the final, and this is something I got wrong. I used to think it was a Chinese Riddler, but no, it's a Japanese Riddler, who actually leaked the images, right? Leaked the images of the final starter evolutions for the Alola starters, right? Like, that is insane. That individual did it, and a lot of people thought it was fake. A lot of people, way too many people thought that was fake, until, boom, it turned out they were real. So the Japanese Riddler has credibility, and the Japanese Riddler was the individual who posted Rebootmon, right? Rebootmon, just as a riddle, right? That's the point of it. It's supposed to be a riddle, but it clearly just is supposed to say the next game is going to be a reboot, because that's kind of what the post was about. And then also there's been other things about, like, a new version of shiny Pokemon, or just some kind of different version of shinies. Like, we don't know what that's going to be like. We know that was actually riddled by one of the Riddler, or the Japanese Riddler said that as well, and a bunch of other stuff. But, like, I don't know, guys. This is actually really confusing, but that's one of the things. Then the other thing we have, which again, this is all just rumors, this is all just, like, you know, that sort of stuff, so don't take this as, like, leaks. What I'm referring to right now, you know, like the reboot thing, that's just riddles and, like, rumors and stuff. And also the other thing is, that one leaked image we had, the image that like looked like the Route 21 from Kanto, with the Lapras and the Eevee on the head and whatnot. We have that image, which looks like Kanto, and looks very similar to Sun and Moon, and we already know that it's very likely for them to just kind of upscale Sun and Moon graphics, you know, and use the same graphics that they used in Sun and Moon, but for this new game on the Switch, because again, the graphics in Sun and Moon are actually really good. They look beautiful. They are Pokemon graphics. They fit perfectly. The only problem is the limitations of this freaking device. This thing is just not strong enough. It doesn't have a good enough display to show you all the beauty of those games. But the Switch does, though. The Switch does have the graphics, the means, all that stuff to be able to show you all the beauty. So we have a lot of things pointing towards Kanto. The fact that we don't know the development time, the fact that Kanto would be easy for them to recreate, but also at the same time change around and add extra things. It would be easy to bring back specifically Rainbow Rocket. Keep in mind, we do know that Giovanni still has the ability to travel through wormholes. What if he returns to a different kind of Kanto? What if we just go back to Kanto now, but it's a Kanto we're not used to, a brand new Kanto? We no longer have red and blue, we no longer have red and green and whatnot. We now have different individuals who maybe start in a different town. Maybe still Pallet Town, but you know, something like that. Different Pallet Town, changed. Maybe Oak isn't no longer the professor. Now it's maybe his son, you know, Blue or whatever, taking over, or, you know, Gary or whatnot, whatever you want to call him. Like, maybe that's the individual that now takes over and is now the professor, etc., etc. There's so many possibilities, right, that could be working here, especially with the fact that we don't know what happened with Giovanni. We just know he went through a wormhole, and if he appears in a alternate future version of Kanto now, where he brings back a new kind of Rainbow, or like a new Team Rocket. Maybe it's not even Team Rainbow Rocket anymore. Maybe it's just like some new combination or some new kind of team, right? It would make sense. I don't know, guys. I'm very excited, but also very worried. I'm just excited. I love talking about these things, guys. You know I'm very, very hyped up about these things. And I want to just thank, like, a lot of people first, before we end off this video. The Greek Boy, thank you so much. And also, big thank you to Brandon McGee. Brandon, thank you so much for sending me that stuff, dude. It really, really riled me up to talk about this, because it's an interesting topic. And I'm very curious as to what this game is going to be like. What are we going to be getting in this game? What is it going to be like? What's going on with this, guys? I am very curious. But either way, guys, it's going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy, then drop a like down below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Ralph. Have a great day, and bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen.